Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Andrit Sella. If you tuned into our episode on Monday, you'd remember we dive deep into what recessions are. But today we're diving even deeper. We're exploring an often feared term, depressions. Well, depressions as far as the economy is concerned. So, how does a depression differ from a recession? Let's jump right in. First, let's put the latest US recession into context. Starting in December 2007 and wrapping up in June of 2009, it was a tough 18 months. During this period, the US economy shrank by 3.7%, and that is the biggest dive we've seen since 1960. Now, if we look back, the average US recession before 2007 lasted around 11 months with an output decline of about 1.7%. But here comes the big question. How does a depression stand apart from a recession? While we have a somewhat structured idea about recessions, depressions, on the other hand, are a bit more elusive. Think of a depression as a supercharged mega recession. It's when the economy shrinks by more than 10%. Since 1960, we've only seen a few depressions in advanced economies. Do you remember the Great Depression of the 1930s? Well, of course you don't remember it, but I'm sure you've read or heard about it at least once. Back then, the US economy shrunk by a staggering 30% over 4 years. It took forever. 4 years, 30%. Now, here's a more recent example. Finland experienced a depression in the early 1990s. Their economy shrunk by about 14%, largely due to the breakup of the Soviet Union, which was one of Finland's main trading partners. Now, comparing the 2007-2009 US recession to the Great Depression, well, even though that recession hit hard, its impact was nowhere near as devastating as the Great Depression. So, to sum it up, while both recessions and depressions are periods of economic decline, depressions are like recessions on steroids, longer lasting, and more severe. But fortunately, they don't come along too often. Well, I think that's enough recession and depression talk for this week. As I'm sure you know and probably heard on my episode on Monday, expansions are longer lasting, but somehow no one wants to talk about them. Maybe I'll just do an extra episode on expansions. So that's it for today. Till next time on Capital Markets Quickie, cheerio.